Dire team banned.
All right now. Everything's good on the stream front, I believe. Should be going live. Yeah. Alright, so we've got some changing it up from normal streams. We've got a little bit of a not quite professional, but more professional. We're casting Underdogs League today. We got Doze Esports versus the Golden Mulas.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team
So,
pick.
looks
Dire
like
team
some
pick.
pretty standard stuff coming out so far. Regular bans. Lich first pick by Doze. See a little bit later if anything abnormal comes out. Let's play with the audio a little bit.
Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
So actually,
Radiant team ban.
That's a really quick pick coming out is Instant Legion. Jesus. So real quick while we're waiting here, let's pull up the standings and just so that we can do a little quick see. This isn't gonna help me at all, is it? It's been 1 week, I believe. This is week 2. But seeing as I don't know the logos, it's not really gonna help me that much, so sorry. Anyway, getting into the draft a little bit. Lich and Io both really strong supports this patch. Puck, another one of those heroes that you just see run all the time. But Doze takes the Legion, try to get some lockdown onto, you know, a little bit maybe of these jumpy around heroes in the Io and the Puck. The only hard thing is with the duel, if you don't manage to find the Io on the backline, whether with the duel itself or whether you've managed to isolate him before you're really going in for it, if the IO's around, he can come and just pump so much extra life into the dual target. So we're gonna have to see Doze try and get onto these backlines already in the first 2 picks.
Radiant team pick.
And we see Doom come out from Golden Mulas. Again, another pretty typical pick. Something that a lot of teams nowadays are starting to run and really heavily favor.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
And we see an Ancient Apparition come out of Doze. So that's a pick designed to counter the huge amounts of healing that already Golden Mulas have in both the Doom and in the Io. It's not a hero that we see too much because his laning stage oftentimes is literally just dying. He offers enough in lane, but he's so squishy he gets run down a lot of the time. And it's super hard to have this kind of support here on your team who he gets caught out of position one time, he just dies. in this current patch, because the supports are coming out with so much more gold and XP than they used to. You can't just feed away your life a bunch of times and expect no punish to come out. Back before this most recent patch, these supports, when they're poor from buying wards, they're staying out of XP, they don't have the extra supplemental XP from the outposts, they weren't worth nearly as much as kills, but now they're starting to get up there, and you know, it's got to be very scary against a team that can just start to run you over, and either the Doom can maybe look to dive onto the tower, or somehow if you get picked off, you can start to get your team in a lot of trouble.
Dire team ban.
And we see a Rubik picked up on the other side, looking for some good steals out of that Lich, perhaps. Stealing Ice Blast would also be amazing, especially against this Lifestealer pickup.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Radiant team pick. Dire team pick.
And lightning fast ban and then pick from Doze. They pick up the Shadow Fiend mid. And this is one of those traditional matchups that you've seen, the Puck versus Shadow Fiend matchup.
Wind Ranger at your
Choose
service.
your hero.
And the answer to that is a win. So it's some interesting play. I guess they could run the Wind mid as well. Trying to deter. It's probably Wind IO in the safe lane. But yeah, IO can't go with the puck. It's gotta be the Wind IO in the safe lane, right? We shall see.
Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Alright, so Instant Pause getting into the game. It's like we've got a little DC, but that's not a big deal. Get some quick introductions done. On Doze's side, we've got the Ancient Apparition, played by Farron. Got Any handling up his Lifestealer, Dot on the Lich. Got Ice Queen playing the Legion Commander, and Alien Mana Banana playing the Shadow Fiend in the mid lane. Started with the Mangoes, we might see him take the raise level 1. Against the Puck, Puck has just too much base damage for Shadow Fiend to really consistently get lasted to level 1 to build up those souls, so we might see him skip it and grab the raises. But on the other side of the river, we've got Dreamer on the Doom, Blitzhay on the Windrunner, we've got Baby Crifter on the Io. Criffer. We've got Paradukes on the Puck, and Dano on the Rubik. Hey yourself. So I guess while we're waiting, you know, what we think about another TC. Hopefully the side of Mulas gets their connection issues together. But anyway, about the drafts, I'm interested in seeing how this this Wind Isle lane, which I can only imagine it's a Wind Isle lane, how it's going to turn out. I think Doom versus the Lifestealer can be kind of a toss-up depending on how his first couple of levels go. And Lifestealer, like we've actually been seeing a little bit recently, queues up immediately the Javelin even before the boots. We'll see if if he gets a good lane, then perhaps he gets that actually before the boots. Wind can't reconnect. Oh no. That's actually an issue. Minimap is a war zone right now. So we did get the message that there was connection BS. They're saying, yeah, he abandoned. It's so this game might be scuffed. We might need a remake. I don't know. I don't know what the yeah, I don't know what the situation is here with in terms of remakes and shit. So we'll just have to wait and see, I suppose. So hopefully this all gets resolved rather easily. Sorry. Don't make more enemies than the 5 you're already facing. Well, might be having that issue now as Wind is stuck outside of the game. So admin says make a custom lobby. So hopefully we get this all sorted rather quickly. I am going to need an invite to this lobby. So, I guess we'll be right back once we get everything situated. Alright.
Prepare
Hopefully
for battle.
we are good, back in it. We had a little bit of some issues, but that's okay. Everything should be sorted now. Back into it. It only takes 30 minutes to set up one game, you know. Your average every day. It's an interesting word to put off the bat.
You might wish to retract your last move.
And so we are running wind in the mid, it appears. Meanwhile, Io starts out with that headdress. He's gonna be taking some lane time with the Doom.
30 seconds to battle.
We'll just run back to their 2-1 tower, they're fine. Block the pull camp ward here. A little bit of trading of the pain up top, but nothing's really gonna come from this one. So here comes Wind running up. Does have that power shot skilled, so. Looks like runes will eventually be traded 2 for 2. Io falling really low, actually slowed up by the Ancient Apparition. One more hit will take him down, but Legion's gonna be the one to die first. Does die to the tower, so it's not a first blood, but a little bit of XP for your mid laner and some extra gold won't hurt. So Shadow Fiend did take Raze first, even up against this Wind. Still needs the damage. He's able to clean some of those CS. On the bot lane. Just a little bit of harass. Puck's gonna be just fine. Level 1's the scariest for this Puck because he's not available with that phase shift quite yet. So if he gets brought down, he can get nuked down quickly, but he'll be just fine.
Not yours.
So we finally get this game going. Mid's around even. Yes, this is still game 1, if anyone's tuning in now. Wind coming out just ahead in this mid lane, but as SF gets some levels, he'll be able to out top lane. Doom with the pause DC. Looks like Io is going to fall to Ancient Apparition. Already Doze is not too happy with the amount of time that it's taken to get this series up and running. But yeah, looks like Ferran gonna be able to clean up Io, unless maybe he's able to tether away. I don't know if he can get the distance anywhere. And yes, he will tick down to the cold feet, so 1 for 1 in terms of kills now. And he's gonna just make the slow walk back. Actually, his TP cancelled from something. So the walk of shame for Io. As SF grabs an Ninja's Rune, just uses it to get a free hit in the mid lane. And Wind actually doesn't have a salve quite yet. Should be on the curry, yeah. But he'll be hanging around mid low for just a little while. SF completely out of mana though, so not much he's doing there. Looks like down bot, they went on the Lich, weren't quite able to take him down. And up top, here comes attempt number 2 onto the Dire, but Mulas able to just back off, get out of range of the cold feet latch, and they'll be just fine. regen up some. On bottom, pinging out onto the Lich, but he's sitting just far enough back where they won't be able to get onto him. So we haven't really talked about it too much, but down bottom, about even on the Lifestealer and the Puck. So Puck doing a good job managing to get in and get some CS and not get harassed out of this lane. And mid lane now, all of a sudden, Shadow Fiend's only got 8 CS.
Innocent souls, such as Dyer's courier.
AA does find a courier on the backside. Those slow buggers at these early levels, it's so easy for a support to just run back and pick them off. Rubik falling quite low. There's another Frostblast in a couple seconds. It is in range, and that's going to be a quick kill. Now they're going to look to see if they can charge down Puck. Puck has no orb, he used it already for some CS, and he's got it in 1 second, but he's falling really low, and he will fall before he can jaunt away. So that's 2 kills on the bot side. Io comes back in, and they might look to try and set up some sort of kill on either Legion Commander or onto AA, and chasing down the Io is Legion, but he will pay with his life. And unable to run down the Ancient Apparition is Doom, but he'll be happy with that trade. His Io for the enemy offlaner is going to be just fine in his book. Five-minute bounty runes looks like they're going to be traded 2 for 2.
That should help.
And Shadow Fiend very quickly closing the gap on Wind. We saw that huge CS lead that Wind had earlier, but it's been cut now to just 4. As SF very much able to take advantage of the jungle, but now here comes the haste rune from Wind, and this should be a pretty easy kill. He's going to just run down the SF. He'll take tower shots to do it. Frost Shield coming in, but that's not going to be enough to save you. Lich is now out of mana under the tower, and he'll throw some right clicks, but that's all he's going to be doing to the Wind. On top lane now, they're going to fight around this big stack. Courier making it out of harm's way. It is still standing there, and now it'll jump back up over the cliff. Legion's still trying to run it down. He will find it. And there's no punish for that one. So that's the second time that Dreamer's had his courier picked off. Here comes Wind, wrapping around on the backline towards the stack. Dreamer is falling low, but he still does have an IO on him, remember. Wind's going to jump onto Farron on the back. And they're going to look for Chalice on the front side as well with the other 2 heroes. The DD from Wind making him able to grab a double kill, and a great rotation from him.
Thanks for playing Dota 2. Double kill.
So even with somewhat similar CS to the SF now, you see the huge net worth lead popping up for him. As he's able to make just 2 good rotations in a row. First killing the Shadow Fiend and then killing on the top lane. So even with a 4 to 5 kill score, he's just huge at this point in the game. He's got a Javelin already. And Doom is very nearly on his level 6 as well. That's going to be a huge spike. Maybe we'll look to see him make a move around the map. Maybe not. Maybe he'll just sit in this lane, but right now he's just getting beat on by Chalice. Legion just going to town with these counterattacks. And on bot lane, a little bit of trading of supports down here. And we see Wind make another rotation in. Legion punching into Doom, but it's not quite enough. Doom goes out onto Legion. That'll take him down. Now Ancient Apparition going to get run down. Another great rotation. Just Radiant Heroes sticking around for way too long up there. Sure, Legion's doing great damage, but they overextend themselves and just get caught out for it.
Time is running out for Dire's middle tower.
On bottom, Lifestealer gets off the open wounds, but he'll have to infest the creep, and he gets it just in the nick of time. He was almost dead there.
The direst elements are pelting Radiant's bottom tower.
Puck drops his items, and Lich almost walked up to him. He did have Sinister Gaze, so could have been worse than it was. Lich in just a little bit of trouble here. More damage than he expected, for sure, coming out. And Wind's now making rotation bottom. This time, though, he will walk under an Observer Ward. They do see him. So this rotation should be not quite as good as the other ones. And he's got to be careful not to over-rotate and throw this lead he's got. On top, Dreamer going to run down for on. Maybe. No, he doesn't want to dive the tower for it. As Legion gets the duel off onto the back onto Io. He won't fall during duel, but he will fall. Maybe, maybe. Yes, he will fall. Doom's going to just run his way away. So no dual damage, but an important return kill that this top lane needed after getting caught out last time. And Puck on the bot side falls. He took a dive going for Lich, and Lich able to just Frost Blast down. But he gets picked off by the long range power shot coming in from Wind. On yet another rotation. Now he's going to run down Lifestealer. Lifestealer has no infest, and he'll fall as well.
Double kill.
That Boots Javelin is all he needs to run down every hero on the Radiant team.
Except perhaps in secret. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So Doze having some trouble. As I say that, Doom gets dueled up, and he won't fall during duel. He will definitely fall, though. As they rotate up the Lich towards the top lane, so that's going to let the side of GM take this bottom outpost and probably this tier 1 tower if they want to stick around for it.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under
So here's Io and Wind running through the jungle. They are scouted out by a Radiant Observer.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And look how far back SF has to play, and he catches that one lone tree. Wind might be able to take him down, actually. He's going to fall low, but not quite enough. SF ult comes out, and that'll clean up the Wind. Cold Feet does not latch onto Rubik. He's going to try and run his way away, but no, he will fall as well to the Infest Bomb. Io looking for anything to tether to. He's surrounded by heroes, Sinister gazed up, and he'll be the next in line. Meanwhile, Doom was able to run down Legion Commander under the effects of Doom, and Puck was able to take the tier 1 bottom. So they lose heroes in the mid lane, but they do get a little bit of value for it. What, you gotta wonder if there was just a little bit of overconfidence on the side of Windrunner. She thought she was super strong, ran behind the tower. It looked like she was doing great at bringing the SF down, but he's been farming jungle. He's got a bracer. He's pretty tanky. He just turns and gets the ult off. The fear just takes down everybody then, and an easy cleanup for the side of Doze after that. And now we see him make a move towards the top side. Now he has no ultimate, but he doesn't need Requiem for what he wants. Rubik is hanging around. Doom's going for this early Radiance too. That can be scary if he doesn't get Halt in his progression. He's the top net worth now. And Devour plus Radiance will just let him accelerate so fast.
Can its end be drawing nigh?
Wind gets dueled. Blade Mail already onto the Legion. He'll get Ice Blasted, and that's a quick kill. Reload was not enough to get him out of there. And now that he used Reload, he's going to pop back into the middle of the Radiant team. Pops back now and brings the Rubik with him. Hello, sir? That's just going to cost you another hero. As maybe it doesn't. Puck able to get a Dream Coil out and save his buddy, but you don't want to just bring an extra hero back if you can help it. Doom closing on that relic. And Win now all of a sudden is 500 net worth behind the Shadow Fiend, so those great rotations early on really kind of falling just short of what he needs. Ice Blast coming in, and Win's now Sinister Gazed up. Finds the Shackle Shot, actually latches to the Lifestealer as well, so it might allow him to run himself out of there. He didn't even have vision of that. Extremely lucky he got the Shackle Shot to latch. Doom not going to be so lucky. Chain Frost bouncing around in the back will only take 2 and then it'll get out of there.
Killing spree. Double kill.
And it looks like the rest of the heroes will be able to get out of there, but just some overconfidence from the side of GM. Not quite able to take care of business when they need to, and their lead is swung the other way because of it. 2k in the favor of Doze.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And the very important Doom kill,
Dire's top tower
as he
is
was closing
under
on his
attack.
relic, so he's going to lose a lot of progress towards that Radiance. Rubik setting up on Chalice, but he'll just look to refresh his steel and get out of there. Puck about to have money for that Veil. He sees heroes going for this outpost, but he's alone, and there's a couple members of Doze here. Now Lich cancels the outpost, but still no one's here in time, so we'll have to give that one up.
Radiant's middle tower is
Still do
under
want to grab
attack.
these bounties though, and looks like they'll probably be traded evenly.
Every coin helps.
This will do nicely.
Doom now has that relic, couple hundred gold away from the Radiance recipe. And he really doesn't want to fight till then. He's gonna farm his way through some neutrals until he can get that Radiance up and online. Wynn's still looking for that Maelstrom, and she's just dropped off the cliff in terms of farm. So as I was saying a little bit before, and hold that thought as Rubik gets dived on. The Chain Frost onto the IO is going to bounce around in the backline. Dual win from Chalice, and he's going to run down to the IO as well. Now Wynn's in on the back, but he's alone. He's got Wind Run, but will it be enough as he's got 4 heroes on his tail? SF running down as well.
Running out for Dire's middle tower.
He's got nowhere to go. He's actually led his team right to his puck, and
Radiant's
second Wind Run
middle
goes up,
tower
but
is under attack.
he's doing everything he can to try and run away. It does not look like it'll be enough. No, it will not. And now he's run Doze into his puck. Puck will manage to TP away. There's no stun to cancel it. So luckily he gets out there. But Radiance complete on Doom. So Doom can start to look to get involved in these fights if he wants to. Building into that Halberd next. It's going to be a very critical item against the Lifestealer. And even the Legion Commander. If the Legion Commander gets big, shutting him down in fights can be huge in the late game. And Puck, it looks like 4 neutral items dropped for him. Not something you see all the time. And he has that Blink Dagger now, so we'll see what he wants to make of it. He's a little bit low on mana. And you really want to see him do something with this Blink reveal. He's got Dream Coil off just now. He's staying out of vision. Bot lane. Legion just Blink Duel and there's a kill. Simple as that. Doom is running his way down, but Legion able to blink away. Puck gonna see if maybe he can catch up. But again, don't want to blow that Blink reveal on nothing, so he might have walked under this Observer. I'm not sure if he did. So it might have been spotted, and now he's jumped into the wave. Actually blinks into the trees instead of following his orb. Probably a good thing, as there were a couple of heroes in the way, in the area from the side of Doze. on the top lane. Shackle Shot connects, and Ancient Apparition is farming the area you do not want to farm. Meanwhile, on bottom, though, now that they know there's no wind here, they're going to go onto the Doom. Doom did get Doom off onto Lifestealer, but does not do nearly enough damage, and the reload in comes late, and Dire gotta look to get the hell out of there, and there's another duel onto your Rubik. Rubik will definitely not live through that one. More damage going the way of Chalice. He's got 56 now. As Doze are gonna look to take the outposts before the 20-minute mark. Quick blink away from the puck. Ice Blast is gonna miss in the mid lane.
Radiant's middle
As
tower
here come
is
Doze setting
under
up
attack.
for the tier 1 bottom. It looks, or maybe not. Maybe it's farm time.
Cover your eyes. Dire's bottom tower is taking a drubbing.
They are all grouped up down here, but we'll see if they want to fight, as now Mulas has brought in a couple of heroes as well. There's that BKB on Shadow Fiend, and he definitely is going to want to fight with this one now.
Oh, cover your eyes.
He's going to just start to siege that tier 1, and silenced by Puck, he clears out the creep wave, but that's not going to stop Doze from pushing this tower down.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower has fallen. Oh,
Wind is making the wraparound, but Courier's going to spot him out. Now he is going to take some Couriers down. That's 2 of them for free, but Mulas Doze do manage to steal both the outposts, and Wind's just going to run straight into a duel. That's going to be a free kill. They're looking like they want to set up onto Doom next. I don't know if they have the movement speed to get over there, but they're going to chase, goddammit. Chalice is going to be able to run up onto him. He has no duel, so he's got no catch. And his blink is cancelled by the Radiance. He can't blink up there, but with no wind, they feel confident just to dive this tower. TP in from the Puck. Legion in maybe a little bit deep. Dream Coil onto 2. But where's your follow-up? Io comes in on the back, but Dream Coil ends, and now all of a sudden Chain Frost coming in, bouncing around to Doom and Io, both held in place. Now it's bouncing around on the front. It's doing so much damage. And that's just going to be your whole team dead. Doom's trying to TP away. There's no stun to cancel, but he'll be the only one to survive. Wind just respawned, but there's no team left.
Dire's structures are fortified.
And all of a sudden, this lead they had in the early game is just thrown away as 9k towards the side of Doze.
Poor top tower.
And Legion's not done. TP's in mid. He's going to set up for a duel onto the Doom. And will not get the damage, will get the kill. On the top side, Wind is looking like he wants to set up and make a rotation, but there's 2 heroes here and no backup. You'll get about half damage into Shadow Fiend, but that's it. He's still running in like he wants to fight, but there's no one here. It's clumsy netted up. Will get hit by the Ice Blast, and this is just a dead Wind Ranger. And Rubik just runs in and he finds the kill onto Ancient Apparition, but he throws his life at it. And GG. So we saw that early lead coming out from the side of GM, and you know, they looked really good making those rotations in the early game, but it ended up just costing them. They tried to over-rotate a little bit with the Wind Ranger and unable to execute towards the end of the game. You just look at the Wind was so far ahead and then just stagnated. And, you know, that's what happens. You find some good rotations, you start to feel a little bit overconfident, and then unfortunately you're unable to follow through when it matters. So that's going to be game 1 going the way of Doze Esports. We will be back later for game 2.
Radiant team ban.
Alright, and immediately back in for game 2. So this is game 2 of a best of 2 between Mulas and Doze Esports.
Dire team ban. Radiant
Game
team
1 was taken by Doze despite a good early showing by Mulas. Doze was able to just find their farm, capitalize on some shaky rotations in the mid game, and just cinch out and just outperform pretty
10
much
seconds
Golden
remaining.
Mulas.
5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
Winter Wyvern.
Ten seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
Skywrath May.
Radiant team pick.
See a Skywrath
Legion
immediately
Commander.
by Doze.
Radiant team ban. Dire team. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick. Radiant team pick. Slog. Dire team pick.
Faceless Void.
Alright, so we see a Faceless Void against the Slark. He is against the Skywrath, however, so he's gonna have to pick up some way to purge away that silence.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
Shadow Demon.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team band.
Tinker.
Alright, so we have a Tinker being played by the side of Golden
10
Mulas.
seconds remaining.
On the side of Doze, they
Radiant
picked
team
up the
band.
Shadow Demon for a little bit of save inside of the Chronosphere.
Radiant team pick.
We'll see what the solution that Doze has to this Tinker is. We most likely haven't even seen the mid matchup yet. As, I would imagine it's going to be Skywrath played as a support. So they're feeling confident
10
that
seconds remaining.
they can just pick a Tinker into whatever that Doze is going to counter
5
with.
seconds remaining.
And they pick it into Slark as well, who has, you know, once he gets that Aghanim's, an easier time getting on the backlines. Chen gonna round out Mulas' draft. As Doze may need something with a little bit more lockdown and something that could stand up to the Tinker in the mid lane.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Now I say they may want more lockdown, but TA is still in the pool. And Zeus gonna be their answer, so Nimbus gonna be very difficult for Tinker to be able to play around. A lot of magic burst damage on both sides of the. Both sides have it with the Tinker, and then we've got the Zeus plus Skywrath Mage. We'll see how the game ends up going. Void does have a good time if you can ever catch Zeus in the Chronosphere. But the real key for Mulas is going to be getting on the back, getting onto Shadow Demon, stopping him from getting these key saves either out of Chrono or out of Tinker's Magic Burst. And on the side of Doze, they need to make sure to be able to jump onto the backlines. With these heroes like the Slark and the Legion, they need to take some key threats out of fights. You know, get the Nimbus on the Tinker, maybe get a duel on him, or get a duel on the Void so you can't Chrono your team, while Slark just runs around the backlines and feasts on these squishier supports in the Chen, the Wyvern, maybe even the Tinker if you can get onto him.
Prepare for battle.
Got 2 couriers out already. Couple pooled tangos for the Zeus. Always appreciated. Tinker running out, ward in hand. Just thinking about placing it. Chen starts with that headdress. Still thinking about it.
30 seconds to battle.
Now we'll place it. Get the max time on there that he can and before he runs back to block. So looks like it's going to be our Slark Shadow Demon pair roaming this top lane, while Legion and Skywrath take on the Chen Void combo. Runes go 2 for 2. We'll see how Doze do in this early game. Already, we see that laser getting put to work. Make sure that Tinker gets his CS.
Not for the likes of you.
Both these lanes, 2 for 2 lanes, there will be some harass back and forth, but we shouldn't see anything too far leaning one way dominant towards one side or the other. Meanwhile, in the mid, Tinker does pick up his level 2 first, but Zeus right behind him with it. He's still able to pick up some of the CS, even while he's under the effect of the laser, thanks to his arc lightning. It's a lot easier to lane against a 100% miss chance when you've got a good magic nuke you can use.
Wyvern's breath. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Up in top, Wyvern was in a little bit of trouble, but he'll TP away. Be just fine. Tinker running down into the river, wanted the rune, but he's gonna get pushed away by Alien Mana Bananas, just raw damage with the lightning bolt. This rune should be denied, probably. Yes, will be. Did get a salve cancelled onto Tinker. And Dreamer running down Chalice now, but no bash, and Chalice will salve up, but does get that cancelled by a bash this time. Having used the time walk though, Dreamer gonna take a lot of damage from Sky. And a little bit of a dive coming out top, but nothing too crazy. So already between these two games, and it's a very gracious stun from the Centaur, helping out his buddy Centaur. Neutral creeps already loving the side of Mulas, and down bot, first blood for the Faceless Void. Finally does find the Legion Commander on one of those times he stepped forward to hit the creeps. In the mid lane, pretty dead even. Couple extra denies on the Tinker, and he puts a couple points in March, and he's going to look to zone Zeus out of this creep wave. So a very slight lead for the side of Mulas right now out of these lanes, but it's just a couple CS, remember, so pretty much anything could come of this game as it is so far. And already the game is leaps and bounds different than the last one. I think it was like 20-something kills at 12 minutes, now we've got 1 kill in the 4 minutes.
Radiant courier has been killed.
Dreamer's courier goes down, and Regen Rune gets cancelled up there. Fran making a very deep move here. Looks like he didn't even get any vision down, he just decided better of running into mid, so he'll run back to his top lane. A little bit of harass onto Winter Wyvern. Wyvern's actually quite low, he'll get disrupted up. Try and fly over the cliff. He had 3 Shadow Poison on him. Wasn't quite enough to bring him down. As Fran, now you're in trouble. He gets axed down by the Centaur. Pop the Retaliate. Now Dreamer and Chalice going toe-to-toe in the creeps. 5-minute runes are going to come up. Looks like they might go 3 for 1 in favor of Team Mulas.
Time is money.
Centaur actually going to manage and grab all 4 of them with that one. As we see Tinker forced to TP home, no bots yet, so he'll make the walk of shame back out to lane. Nice D ward on the top side. And they're gonna try and run down Ferran. They use the Arctic Burn on him. Pull the creeps over towards him so you can get the Splinter Blast, but there's not enough damage there. Wyvern will just have to back off, and Centaur gets some extra retaliate stacks from those illusions smacking on him. And Wyvern now gonna run in towards mid lane. Tinker's down bottom looking for DD room though, so he'll be happy to secure that one for himself. And Wyvern is hanging around here. There's no Arctic Burn for the next 15 seconds though. And on top lane, they find the Centaur, and on bot, fight's going on as well. Zeus throws in the Thundergod's Wrath, and now Dreamer has bit off more than he can chew. He tried to jump the back line, but did not have nearly enough damage, and Chen can't do enough to heal him up, can't do enough damage, so he will lose his life. 2 quick kills for the side of Doze, and that'll even up the kill score. Chen losing some of the RB, but he recalled Dreamer into the fight. Dreamer's gonna jump forward. Chalice a couple hits away, slowed up by the Skywrath, and Chalice is gonna limp his way away. Dreamer just praying for a bash there and did not get it. Slark is now level 6. They might try and set up on the Centaur here. Disrupted up, now leashed. Slark stomped up. He takes a lot of damage, but didn't quite have it. Shadow Poison will eventually take down the Centaur. Slark got so close to death. He was not expecting that much damage to come out, but max retaliate stacks do a ton. In the end though, Shadow Poison also does quite a bit of damage, and that'll be able to finish the Centaur off. Legion is going to bail out of the lane and just go to the jungle. So, that's not what we wanted. Well, he'd been able to hang around and contest a little bit for the Voidies. Falling a little bit behind in the net worth, and he feels that difference, so he's going to go in jungle. Let's guy get some of this XP. And 3 top heroes are the cores of Team Mulas, so again, the early game working in their favor. Tinker is able to just take these jungle creeps at the same time as the lane, like he's doing now.
Regeneration.
Centaur looking to run forward. Slark had no ulti for 10 seconds. But the threat of a disruption will keep him back, and now Slark heals up with that Shadow Dance. Wyvern and Tinker run uphill, find Ferran. He's lasered Splinter Blast. Here comes Skywrath though. Skywrath did come into the march, but that's a huge amount of magic damage. Amplified Zeus's with the silence, and now here goes Wyvern going for a run, but he's running straight into 4.
Hello, this is Gabe Newell. Thanks for playing Dota 2.
Double kill for Alien Mana Banana, as the magic burst just able to take the heroes of Mulas down super quickly. They had this ward, but they didn't have any vision of this top area up here. And Zeus just ran right through. Zeus ran right through the vision and caught him out anyway. Slark is working towards his diffuser blade, as is normal. Quick D word on that fresh obs planted on the cliff. Of course, since they had the obs, they had vision of it being planted, so some free money going the way of Wyvern. As Chalice back in this lane, looking to go toe-to-toe with Void, but a triple dash is gonna leave Chalice shaking his head a little bit.
Tower is under attack.
My thrift.
10 minutes pop up, and
I'll take that.
Rune's gonna go 3 for 1 the side of Mulas with, they're gonna trade off an outpost apiece. And Wyvern has rotated down to this bot lane. Chronosphere is available, and it will be used immediately onto the Legion. Centaur ulti gets him away from top lane, but as we keep our vision down here, Chalice will fall. Centaur gets out on just 100 HP, maybe? Concussive shot will take him down. He was hoping, but that's a level 3 concussive shot, and that'll do the damage, so... Trading kills, but... They used the Chronosphere on bot. And they didn't use that much in terms of resources for top.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen. Radiant's top tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under
Legion
attack.
TPing in, but he's super poor at this stage. He's got just a buckler phase. So if he can run up and duel someone, his team can deal damage. A little bit of a visual bug there, as we saw the Mystic Flare get dropped onto Chen. I promise, it was dropped. You just couldn't see it. The damage was there. There's no Chrono here, Slark's not really super threatened,
Dire's
but...
top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Slark making a little bit of a wrap here. Looking to set up maybe on these raiding heroes overextending. They're trying to take the tower, but Ferran TP's right into a Void. Void takes him down quite a bit of HP before he gets banished. Void now is silenced up, taking a ton of magic damage. Does get the Time Walk off and the Hand of God. That'll heal him back up to full, and now Dire's gonna make a full retreat. Mulas looking to turn the tides, and quick Winter's Curse onto the Shadow Demon stops any disruption. Slark will be the next to fall as he was caught attacking his buddy. Just almost enough damage to take down Dreamer, but not quite there. The Time Walk got rid of all of it. And then the Hand of God on top was able to heal him up. It actually came after the Time Walk, too. So the timing wasn't quite right in order to save him, but luckily he didn't need it.
Tower is under attack.
Chalice looking for a little bit of space. He is looking for that Blink Dagger. He's only about 1,000 gold away now, so... That'll be a big spike for him. Meanwhile, Zeus did complete the travels. And does find a ward for himself, so...
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Mid lane, we got a couple heroes setting up here, but... It's like they'll just look at each other and back away. Maybe not. We see Wyvern and Tinker now TPing into the mid. Meanwhile, 4 heroes from Dire show up as well, so... Doze showing this fight as well, but Tinker is throwing missiles, and Chrono is up. Chrono's gonna be dropped just on the Shadow Demon. Shadow Demon will fall. Now next in line is going to be the Skywrath. The Winter's Curse on the back onto Zeus. Gonna set up for a 2-man stomp on by the Centaur. Zeus will fall as well. Chalice falling low, but you don't want to dive to tier 2 when there's a tier 1 still there.
Dire's structures are fortified.
So a couple big kills, even after a Chrono on just one hero.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
The side of Doze are unable to respond
Radiant structures are fortified.
to that with no Shadow Demon save available. And in their retreat, they just stuck a little bit too hard, grouped up a little bit. That allowed the Winter's Curse to catch out Zeus. Now all of a sudden we have a 6k net worth lead opened up for the side of Mulas. GM's gotta be very, very happy with that last fight. Legion still a couple hundred gold away from his Blink Dagger, but oh, we just can't get in range of for the duel. Now we'll get it, but Tinker's here, showed up to support. Duel will finish, and they'll trade 1 for 1. Legion for the Winter Wyvern, but No duel damage as the duel ended before the kill came in from the Skywrath.
Top tower is under attack.
Centaur now looking forward and oh, so close to a kill on the Skywrath. Left him on around 30 HP. Did that missile. And with the Legion going for his Blink Dagger, they don't have any sort of magic resist on the side of Doze. So they have to be extremely careful about the burst damage coming in from the Tinker with max level weight rockets, excuse me. Some squishy heroes on the side of Doze, so they do have to be quite careful. The Grove Bow, picked up by Tinker. Meanwhile, the Shawl is found for Zeus, and that's quite a good item this game, with the extra magic resistance and spell damage. Does lose a bit of armor, but those rockets are one thing that he's not going to have to worry about quite as much anymore.
Dire's top tower is
Those are
under
going to set up
attack.
towards this tier 1 bottom, bringing in a bunch of heroes. But Mulas thinking about a quick Roche attempt, actually. And here come the side of Doze. They know something's up. Wyvern in a great position to break the smoke. He will get blinked on, though. And yep, that's a dual win. But did it take him too long? By killing that Wyvern, they might miss the Roshan. They're going to try and finish it up in time. And yep, that one will go. Dreamer grabs the Aegis. He's got Chrono up if he can catch anyone. Chalice looks like it'll be the target. It'll be Centaur ultied, stomped up, taken down. They will find that kill. Dreamer is looking for more. We'll jump just to the neutrals, so no extra kills coming off the back of that, but quick Roshan, and this game is starting to spiral for them.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Zeus doing a little bit of split pushing on the bot side, but so is Tinker, so that wave will stay shoved out. As Mulas look like they're going to try and set up for this top tier 2 with the Aegis and the Chrono available. They have everything but the Stampede, in fact, and they have a pipe on their side to prevent some of Zeus's damage, and Legion has the Blink Dagger, but there's no magic resistance on their side. They even have the Potato
Specters are fortified.
to deal a little bit more. And meanwhile, on the back of Duel, onto the Tinker. He was caught out, but Cold Embraced and Hand of God, and he'll be just fine. He walks out of that duel on 100% HP. Meanwhile, Winter's Curse just onto the Legion Commander. Make sure he can't get out. And that'll be a quick kill. So, maybe a bit overzealous of a duel. Not quite enough, not nearly enough damage, excuse me, there. And now the tier 2 will fall.
Dire's top tower has
Mulas say thank you for that kill, and I'll have a tower. This guy gets scouted out by the courier, but he'll port home.
Double damage.
On the bot side, Tinker was caught out by the Slark, but Stampede able to run him away. Slark even committed ulti for that, and he didn't get the kill. Dreamer looking to jump forward and find a Chrono, but he won't. Looking for Ferran now, and he might be caught out of position if Dreamer can find him. Not quite there in time. Now disrupted up. But looks like this should be a full retreat from Dire. Yep, those are gonna just get the hell out of there. As 5 heroes here from Mulas, and they'll clean up another tier 2. Their lead extending to 10k now. That's 11k with the tower. And
has fallen.
they don't look like they want to stop. Dreamer's still holding out to Chrono. They have no Stampede for 60, but he feels strong enough to just march up this high ground. Dreamer jumps forward, pump fakes the Chrono. He wasn't quite in range there. They wanted it with the Shadow Demon dead with no chance for a disruption on the back. And we see Slark still in the top lane. He's not coming to defend this. They might just give up racks here. Dreamer finds the Chrono on the back on 2. That's the Sky and the Sky Zeus, excuse me. BKB's in the Chrono. He can't get disrupted. That'll just end the lives of both heroes caught in that Chrono. And Still holding the Aegis as he goes onto the Slark. Slark pops the ulti. And will live because of that. No, he won't. Tinker jumps forward, hits him with the missile laser. Tinker will get dueled now, but where's your damage? It's not coming out. Tinker is going to live. No, Tinker will get taken down by the last hit of Legion, but Legion will fall as well. Legion does buyback, but it's now 5v3 as Tinker wants to get back in this and force more.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Tinker buyback may have been a bit over-ambitious as he hit the button, didn't realize they didn't have creeps anywhere to push anywhere else in the high ground, and with no Chronosphere for another 100 seconds. And Dreamer actually jumps forward, and he might just get caught out here. Hand to God and Mechanism committed will keep him alive, and Dreamer's now Cold Embrace. He's up to half HP. He's going to jump forward for more. Cleaning up kills are the side of Mulas, and that's a triple kill for Tinker. Dreamer still holding that Aegis on the high ground. Will finally pop to the tower damage of all things. Well, that's 4 dead on the side of Doze. Dreamer looked like a crazy man. He ran up behind into the entire team, and they couldn't even pop the Aegis. There was so much heal coming out from the Chen and from the Cold Embrace. And the game's looking just impossible. If you can't kill a Void like that, then how are you going to kill him in a team fight? If you can't kill him alone. They're just standing on the high ground. They feel like they've got nothing to be afraid of. Dreamer's got BKB up again. What's Zeus gonna do? They've got the full pipe and the magic resist creep. They'll pop the pipe now as they look to finish off this last set of racks. It's only 21 minutes. Doze don't want to GG out, but this is 22-minute mega creeps right now. And Tinker looking for Slark on the back. He won't quite find him. But this game looking nigh impossible. Legion jumps forward and Dreamer immediately gets to the other side of him, so you can't get the duel off. Mech coming in during the duel will keep him at half HP for the entire thing and win him the duel. Slark doing the best he can on the back lines, but he has no damage. He's just got a diffusal blade, that's it. Meanwhile, jumping forward, Dreamer looking to maybe fountain farm. Chen finds a double kill as he kills off the Slark. As Tinker just laying down missiles from the back lines, doing so much in these fights. Dreamer holding on to Chrono now. There's no defense in the world that's gonna hold you this base. They're even piped up again. Zeus doesn't deal any damage through it. Only caught the Slark, did the Chrono from Dreamer, but he doesn't. Now he pops the BKB. He'll jump forward, but they don't need to hit heroes. They just need to hit Throne. Jewel comes out onto Tinker, but Legion's gonna fall instead. And here goes the Throne. Stampede, Hand to God popped, but before any kills come out, you're gonna see Barracks down. So, best of 2 ends a 1-1 split as Mulas take a convincing victory in Game 2. They had that same great early game start as they did in Game 1, maybe to a little bit lesser of an extent. But this time they did not fall off. They were able to take that early game advantage that they earned and snowball it through, not allowing any farm from the side of Doze, and just rolled away with the game. Tinker doing so much work. They were never able to really get to him on the back. He did have 3 deaths, but it felt like anytime they were reaching him, there was so much heal coming out. Same with Dreamer. They could charge forward with reckless abandon, and they got healed for so much. But that wraps up the series. So Doze vs Mulas splitting 1-1. Thanks for tuning into these games, and come check out here for any future casting. I do Northeastern in-house games. I do some CSL games, which is College League. And maybe I'll try and stick around and do some more of these games, because this was a lot of fun, so... Till next time.